are my voodoo child, my voodoo child. Hello everyone, welcome to Talktor Who. Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching here today. My name is Lincoln Echo. I am your host. I am joined by Light and Jen. Today we're talking about, I was grabbing a piece of paper over here, and it's not what that is.
Utopia.
It is Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and The Last of the Time Lords. Utopia. Do we want to go ahead and start with a synopsis real quick?
Surely, we can begin that way.
Excellent. Let's do that.
All the things, looking back, it's been a fun time. They're all on one page. Good.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Utopia.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll tone that down. Utopia. Jack's back. As Captain Jack comes storming into the Doctor's life again, the TARDIS is thrown to the end of the universe itself. Vague as always. The sound of drums. Harry Saxon becomes Prime Minister, and his reign of terror begins, but his dark ambitions reach beyond the stars. Not really, but last of the Time Lords. Earth has been conquered, and the Master rules supreme with the Doctor his prisoner. Only Martha Jones can save the world, ... They've ended all of these with, like, ... It's like they're trying to get us to watch them after we've bought the DVDs already.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, because, you didn't buy the DVDs because you didn't already like the show.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they have to build suspense in the DVD case.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so before we go into a deeper depth of what am I trying to say? What the plot synopsis was.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Let's do a little bit of trivia for you. Utopia aired on June 16th, 2007, and The Sound of Drums aired June 23rd, 2007. The Last of the Time Lords aired June 30th, 2007. Utopia, the person who played Chantho, which is one word, Chantho.
There's not even a hyphen, yeah.
Nope,
I saw
just
that in the
Chantho.
credits.
Who is Chipo Chung, apparently that's her name, said that playing Chantho was the most fun she's had in front of a camera. The Last of the Time Lords, the Archangel... Oh, no, I did this wrong. For The Sound of Drums, my Actrivia fact for The Sound of Drums was the Archangel network was originally named Angel One.
Huh.
It's kind of an interesting fact.
Mm-hmm.
For The Last of the Time Lords, my fact is that the first draft of the script was written in 4 days.
Oof.
That's a turnaround.
Inspiration.
Procrastination.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so a lot happens in these episodes because there's 3 episodes on this in this whole conglomeration of a season 3 finale. So let's start with Utopia. Light, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you saw happen? No pressure.
What happens in Utopia?
Yes, what happens in Utopia?
Stuff happens, man.
Very good. Okay, we're going to go to the next episode.
That was it.
Stuff happens.
It starts off all weird. The Doctor and Martha are refueling, and then Jack shows up and clings to the outside of the TARDIS millions of years, trillions of years into the future.
Yep, because the TARDIS is trying to kick it off.
Yeah,
kick him off because
he's
an anomaly,
which they don't really bring back until a lot later. Like,
right?
Not even in these episodes. Then
I'm gonna lean back a little bit.
They
be back here with the cool kids.
Meet the Sharptooth people. Ooh-ah. Sharptooth.
Kind.
Ooh-ah. And
Sharptooth. Ooh-ha.
Future kind. And then they meet the actual people that are really people, not the Sharptooth people.
Ooh-ah.
And then
that's gonna be a thing now.
The regular people want to make it to Utopia, which is the name of the episode.
Right.
And they have this magical vision of Utopia, and they meet all kinds of weird people that are just chilling and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And they meet the professor, and the professor's super smart, and he's built a rocket to take them to Utopia. And then the Doctor fixes his rocket.
Man.
And stuff.
Burning all his fuel up there alone.
Yep. And then wow. The I can't even go on from here. The professor discovers his watch thing, which if you've been watching
The fob watch, yes.
is another fob watch.
Yes. So we have that.
He's a Time Lord.
A fob or a fog?
It is a fob.
You.
FOB.
Okay. I thought you said fog.
I know. Which is the face of Bo.
Yep.
And we get eventually we get the fact that the face of Bo was, what's his face the entire time? Jack Harkness, yes. Jack Harkness was the face of Bo. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched this episode.
Mind
It'd be unfortunate.
Right.
Goodness.
That was the best
reveal.
part of this entire 3 episode season finale.
All the seasons so
Go
far.
figure. He started out as a.
Of course.
Yep.
He's too attractive not to be.
For some alien. Don't get a lot on his background really, aside
Right.
from like, oh yeah, I grew up in the Bo thing.
Boshang Peninsula, yeah. Wherever that was.
And technically might be an alien. No, but he's
Maybe.
human, but he's not.
He might be human, might be not human, but he's from the future, but he's not from the future, and just kind of all, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
odd.
Stuff.
Yeah,
Time travel.
very nice. Okay, so we have Utopia, and we figure out that the Master is a Time Lord, and he steals the TARDIS and brings it back to the year 2008.
Yep.
I believe, because it when the next episode was 2008, 2009. So he steals the TARDIS and becomes Prime Minister of England, and tells everyone that they've made contact for aliens, and they're the Toglophane, which are a made-up
Retail
people.
for Time Lords.
These orb things that look like those percussion detonators from Star Wars. Those thermal detonators, like one that the
It's true,
guy
they do
brings in.
kinda.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they look like thermal detonators. You'll see a picture of it on the screen right now.
Say like metal snowballs.
Metal snowballs or Death Star. That
Death
would be a good
Star.
one too. I don't think I'm gonna find a metal snowball on Google.
That's no moon.
That's no moon. Where was I?
The Toglophane?
Toglophane. So
Right
they make contact with this Toglophane creatures, and we figure out that the Toglophane are actually humans. Heartbreaking. Yes, they're the humans from Utopia.
Future human.
The future humans, and they came
Not the
back.
shark-tooth human.
Ooh-ha-ha. They came back to kill their ancestors, which
Great plan.
yeah, because why wouldn't you? If
Because it's
Oh, great.
yeah.
Just throw that out there.
Absolutely. So they start killing everyone, or rather 1/10. And I will say, I was very proud of the Master for using the word decimating properly. Let's decimate them. That was actually a term in the Civil War, I believe they used that.
Oh yeah.
To say we're trying to preserve rations. The worst thing, or the best thing that we could do at this point is to eliminate our troops by 1/10. That's what decimating meant.
Wow.
It literally means 1/10.
Yep.
But
people are like, oh, they literally decimated me, and that means to basically completely destroy you. That's not what it means. Yep.
Just one arm from the elbow or something.
Yeah,
about
something like
1/10.
that. Literally decimated.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, you're still alive.
Hmm.
But yeah. Anyways, the more you know.
No.
So that happened, and he entraps the Doctor, and Martha goes free, and so she goes throughout the world. Takes 365 days. It's been a long year.
That's
And-
one of the best written lines.
How long
Not
has it
gonna
been
lie.
since you've been to England? 365 days. Been a long year.
That was a reference to the Knight's Tale.
Maybe. So she goes around the world spreading the word of the Doctor and whatever he has done, and tells people to think about him at a very specific moment all around the world.
If you believe in fairies, clap your hands.
That's all I could think of is everyone think so hard and trust in the Doctor, and he'll believe, and he'll make everything right again, just like Tinkerbell. Clap your hands and she'll come back to life. Clap your hands, children.
The telepathic field was a nice touch, though.
Yes.
Like, the 15 satellites, and that was the point where I was like,
Yep,
yeah,
that's
it
why it
actually
worked.
work.
That's why it worked. Yes. Okay, so the doctor forgives the master, and the wife eventually shoots the master, and the master is like, instead of being entrapped by you for the rest of my life, I choose not to regenerate, which I didn't know was a thing that Time Lords could do.
Yeah.
Was refuse to
Odd.
regenerate, I suppose. I guess. So that happened, and then Martha goes back to her home, and she's welcomed by her mom. I like your dramatic reenactment over there. And she
If you're
decides,
not watching on video, you're missing out.
nope. And she decides not to travel with the doctor anymore, leaving the doctor all alone and sad for a couple seconds until he runs into the Titanic, which is apparently something you can do in space. But that's for another episode entirely. Let's talk about these episodes. What did everyone think about the Master? Yeah, that's about right.
Personally,
That's about right.
I mean, in these, I think Master is like, I always confuse these with the later ones, honestly. Ever
Yeah,
since
I
I
did
first
too.
watched them, I always like
Yeah,
The later
meld
ones?
them
because
all
there's
together.
another episode,
There's a
again,
bunch
spoilers.
more.
There's another series of episodes where the Master comes back.
With the
seen
same
them.
actor?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
I have.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember?
The woman
Apparently not.
goes crazy and basically revives him. In like this,
And
yeah.
he's like, I have to eat everything in the world, and he really like
and he
scarfs down
turns
a bunch of subs.
into everyone in the world, so everyone turns into the Master.
I do not
It's
remember
literally
this.
very hard to that he actor episode basically.
He turns
'cause
into the
there's millions
president,
of
which in
him.
this point is Obama.
Ooh.
Yeah. In this episode, the
'Cause they
president
killed
was
off the
Bush.
impersonator
Mhm.
Yeah, because they
in
kill
this
off Bush.
episode.
If God wills
Fun.
it.
I'll be your master if
Take
God wills you.
mastery
Yeah.
over you.
I don't know
That's
why that
right.
was Sean Connery, but
That's
I pulled out Sean Connery there. If God wills it, I will be your
Touches
master.
The quickening.
So
There
did
can
the
only
wife
be one.
intend?
No, she was
Yeah.
trying.
No.
to kill him. It was some other crazed
It's-
lady.
I don't. Yeah, that was
But
someone
it was
else.
the same red nails in the.
I don't know. It was supposed to be someone else.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
I think it was like the followers of her. It's a weird kind of like.
Yeah. There-
We're
there's
following
this
her.
cult following of the Master that comes back and revives him
course.
in a witch like canter and
'Cause they
bubble,
don't know what he
bubble,
did.
toil and trouble.
Yeah.
Masters burn and doctors bubble. Yeah, I don't know. So
Oh.
though, yeah. So this is the kind of the new aged introduction of the Master, because the Master was something that happened before the season break or the series
Okay.
break. I don't know what exactly he did, but he was always a nemesis of the Doctor, I believe. And then he comes back and he
Sort of the.
yeah, in that sense, yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
I think later he becomes a lot more fun and more interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
like I do enjoy him as a character as they move on and kind of keep up the plot line. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I see him kind of as a Loki.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk Avengers,
Yeah.
it's a Loki character.
Yes,
Not that
this
he's
was our
low key.
Avengers.
There is so much
Yeah,
Avengers
just as
stuff.
Cloud in the sky thing.
Yeah. The airship.
Yeah.
The Avengers airship. Okay, so let's talk about. I don't know. What do you want to say? What are your notes?
I have a lot of them.
You
Jen
have
has
notes. I don't have notes.
Got nothing.
Light's got no notes. You have notes.
I
So
do
let's
have notes.
let's go into the notes.
All right. In Utopia, Martha brings up, "Do you just get bored of us? Move on one day," and the Doctor avoids it.
Of course.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's still like
Well, I think that's an unfair question because
right.
in the last 3 iterations of people that followed him,
Mhm.
they chose to leave.
Yeah, including Martha.
Yeah, Martha chose to leave.
Yep.
Well, Rose didn't choose,
Oh,
but he didn't get bored of her either.
right.
And Donna didn't. Donna chose to leave.
Well, yeah, but Donna hasn't been
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
she definitely chose not
I
to
guess
follow.
if I was asked a question, that I wouldn't
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
It's kind of rude.
That's probably why he
Especially
didn't.
if it was kind of true. Kind of.
Yeah.
Martha getting freaked out that the doctor could, like, she just
She's a
alien.
little
Yeah.
I don't think
too
she
freaked out by
even of him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, there's a little capsule of David Tennant's hand in this episode that just kind of is always there. Yeah, it's about that big, and it makes that sound.
I was being the hand.
Okay.
You can just regrow your hand.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah, I lost it in a sword fight. Hello.
Yeah. Hello
They
again.
had to show. There were so many flashbacks too. That
Yeah.
was, the film. I did note several points at which the filmography of this, like the shots that were chosen, really confused me.
Mm-hmm.
The Taclophane, like as they're
Did you
zooming
call
down
it
to
the taco
Earth.
fane?
Taclophane.
Yeah.
Taclophane.
Toglafane. It's raining Toglafane. It's raining Toglafane.
Right out of the sky. As they're coming down to Earth, as it's raining Taclophane, they show like shots of like, here's high above the Earth, zoom. Here's high above the Earth again, zoom. Like the same-ish shot like 5 times, and then like nothing really happens. It's just like we needed to fill about 15 seconds of shot here. The one thing that we were just talking about, there were just a bunch of like weird filmography things, and I don't know if I did feel, mainly because of that, I think that the episodes were a little more stretched.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a lot of plot line
that
they were trying to kind of cover all at the same level and same time. There just wasn't a break, so I feel like there was so much extra in there.
Here's a question for you. Do you think that this plot would be better served as a overarching story in a series versus a 3-part season finale? Do you think that there's enough there to kind of warrant that sort of arc?
I think so.
I would have liked a little more history with, because the first time watching through it, I didn't see any, like, I didn't get the Saxon before he became Saxon.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of remember that. And I was like, the first time I watched these, it was like in a week. A week at the most per series. So I was watching them like back to back to back to back. And I still barely like, Saxon might have been mentioned in the last couple, but I really wish there was more foreshadowing.
Yeah, that's something where if you watch it the second time or the third time, you really do get more out of it because you catch those little small things, so that the things that they mention, like you're talking about,
or like for the series, like if the guy had transmogrified and vanished without us knowing who it was, regenerated. There you go.
Transmogrified.
Calvin. And vanished without us knowing who it was. They could have had an entire season of him being Saxon without anyone knowing, and showing him, and had more interest. So I can see some advantages to that suggestion. What do you think?
Right.
Could have been good.
Yeah, go more in depth. Same kind of human heads.
Yeah.
Killing their.
Because it's fun. Good, very good.
Yeah,
very good.
That's fun.
Who show up remarkably on cue. Loved the fake
exactly
Bush's
in
line, like
8 minutes.
I give you the Toclevane.
Yeah, just so happened to be right here.
Right there.
Yeah. What other notes do you have?
Oh jeez. Sound of drums. The Time Lords are
I hate
sworn.
that. Here come the drums, here come the drums. When 900 years old you become, look as good you will not.
Become Yoda.
Yeah.
Oh, another filmography thing. One of my favorite moments in the whole thing is when the Doctor is revived by the magic power of thought.
Yes.
And he just
goes, I'm sorry.
Floats around the room.
I'm so sorry.
Like Peter Pan.
I really liked it when his sneakers touched the ground, though. It was just kind of like, boom.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Man.
Somehow they regenerated all of his proper clothes and everything, too.
And
The Doctor is just
Yeah.
The power of
born
thought.
with, a
With the
trench
power
coat
of
and
thought.
There were at
sneakers
least
on.
50 people in the world thinking,
Well, yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
would
they
be
had
one,
the
don't lie.
clothes there, right?
Yeah.
bow tie, bow tie,
Yeah.
bow tie.
Well, he didn't have the bow tie
Doesn't
yet.
have the bow tie yet.
I know.
Maybe that's why he
That's just what I would
regenerated
be
with the
thinking.
bow tie.
Yeah.
Later on.
Because people are like, oh, he'd be really good at.
Some guy was like, oh, whatever I
'Cause
think
bow
I
ties are
get.
cool.
So I was thinking like, this was before the age of internet trolls, or this wouldn't have worked.
That's very
Martha,
true. Well, 2008, yeah, I suppose.
or that was the 10th of the population they killed off. Who knows?
Yeah. All the internet trolls. They were very selective with the people that they killed.
You posted on YouTube in the last 2 days, you're gone.
Oh, I would be dead.
YouTube comments.
Anyways, more. Go ahead. Feel free.
Last of the Time Lords, Martha goes around like doing this super secret mission, and
No, she doesn't float.
Right, that was just my going around
Oh.
motion now.
and she says the less you know, the better, basically.
Mhm.
And then she just goes, "Oh, here's my key. Here's my magical trick that I do getting around."
Yeah.
Like,
Which
Oh.
doesn't work on him, apparently.
right?
Because he likes her.
Yeah,
Like, how does that have anything to do with
yeah,
anything?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
yeah. And then she like goes into, well, granted, she didn't tell the traitor lady that she's doing, but still, it's like very
Sorry.
open and honest for someone who's trying not to get caught.
Right. Well, yeah, at that point she was. But
was a
with the
pretty
other
good
guy,
thing.
you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, forget this guy.
Yeah.
Never
He can die if
mind.
he wants.
Mm.
He can die if he wants to. He can
Say
leave
hello,
his life
Gandalf.
behind. I like that
I
one.
do like how sassy.
He's very sassy.
Sassy.
Very sassy. His sass gets annoying after the second time that you watch this episode.
Oh, I mean, repeated throughout this episode. In the future, I do again.
I don't
think
like
it
the
gets
lady.
better.
I don't like the wife.
He's interesting.
I thought she did like the
She's
I'm
psycho.
slowly going insane thing
Yeah.
pretty well.
She is psycho. Not the woman that actually played her, but the character.
I don't know if she's psycho or if she slowly realizes what she's into, because in the like after the years pass, you see her with a bruise.
It's true. Yep.
And she's no proper clothes. Big flashy dress, which
True.
really gonna go around
No, she
wearing
had-
a
she had
silk
shoes on.
dress.
It's a weird dynamic too, because he kept on like shamelessly flirting,
Mm-hmm.
but they never really played up the like broken
Control
marriage angle.
freak.
Yeah.
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 But they did, but like she never. It was a like you could see that there was some kind of like pain and there.
Uh-huh.
It was subtle.
I don't think she was
Which I
psycho.
kind of
I think she was
appreciate.
trapped.
No, I mean at first,
Right.
like afterwards, yeah, she was trapped.
yeah.
But at
Yeah.
first, because she was enjoying it,
Oh yeah.
she was
that's
enjoying the
true.
power. I'm like, I don't like
Kind
that.
of
I
the
don't
subtlety.
like that.
I thought it was really interesting that before we knew what they were,
Mm-hmm.
the master, usually they're fairly careful, not like exceedingly, but pretty careful to refer to races by what they actually are. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
Doctor will say Oudkind or Slovene or something.
Yeah.
And the master explicitly said to the leader of the things, the Toclafane, he said, "Go and gather your people."
What do you mean by you people?
Wow. Like,
Wow.
specifically, go and gather the people. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh, yeah, come in. They were just using slang, but
Yeah, although he's been shown to be sexist
less careful.
and less careful about race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh. Fun fact that I was thinking that I learned this last week.
Go ahead.
During the thing, he says black hole converter in every single bomb thingy, missile thingy, as if it was kind of a threat. Fun fact: black holes are a lot less crazy than we generally think. For
Mhm.
instance, I think it's like the Higgs boson thing that periodically
Yeah, the
creates
Hadron Collider, yeah.
yeah, hadron thing. That periodically creates tiny little black hole effects within it.
Mhm.
And we picture those things as like all-consuming holes that devour whatever is near them, and they're like, no, they're really not that self-sustaining.
Right. Well,
they
the
go
small
away.
the small ones that we create are so small, they don't have the mass to sustain themselves like the big ones do. So they just collapse.
And they don't really like suck everything in. So I mean, we can allow for Time Lord technology, but I'm like, tiny little black holes created inside a bunch of different bombs that are independent of each other wouldn't really do my. And I admit, like, it just sounds scary, and it would probably destroy the world because the master made it. But
yeah,
just thought that was a fun fact.
it's true.
Did he even make one, or did he just like hold up, a ring, like
A jammy
look
dodger?
at this. This is really, really scary, and I'm going to do this if you don't give in to me. And the doctor just.
Yeah,
Could've been
could have.
That's-
Yeah,
that's good.
he could have pulled a doctor.
jammy dodger.
Yeah, ooh,
They were
Jamie
very
Dodgers.
similar, I thought,
Does
in
sound good.
personalities,
Yeah,
with their like playfulness.
it's true.
Look
They
at
went
me.
for
Kind
that,
of
yeah.
two sides of the same coin
Yeah.
in that sense. Yeah. Fireworks?
Yeah.
Of course, fireworks.
Mhm.
There's
Sorry,
always
I bumped the thing.
there's always
Didn't mean to.
fireworks.
My coin hands.
Of course, of course. All right. Any last minute comments? I have nothing. That was your last minute comment, Jen?
I'm good.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Talktor Who. Join us next time for the first season, or the season premiere of season 4 with, what is it actually called? It's the one where he crashes into the Titanic.
Voyage of the Darn.
Voyage of the Darn.
Because
Yes.
we're
If you're that far away from the microphone, you're going to have to talk up.
It's a Christmas episode.
There you go. There you go.
Light is all over Christmas.
just trying to get the hat.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.